I love fairy tales or fantasy stories. I love the Marvel movies or Marvel comic series, Superman, Hulk, Spider-Man, Wonder Woman, and Superwoman. I love these genres of stories. But after my awakening and opening my third eye, I see now that all these stories, old and new, have always been telling an ancient story that is lost among us. We believe these stories to be pure entertainment and have no concept of what they are trying to show us. The truth is hidden within plain sight for all of us to see if we are willing to look with different eyes. The ancient story that is being told is the one of the divine masculine and the divine feminine energy who need to unite as one. And these human stories allow us to see what needs to happen to get that done. We can clearly see how we fell asleep if we look at our old fairy tales with new eyes. So in my drawings, I want to share a new paradigm, a new way of seeing our movies and fantasy stories, especially fairy tales. If you are listening to this episode and wish to see the drawing up close, you can come over to the blog, which is on my website, and find the drawing there. I encourage you to do so because my drawings will speed up your awakening process. They say a picture speaks 1,000 words. Welcome to Self-Mastery School for Moms, where you learn how to silence your inner saboteur, awaken your energy body, and connect to your higher self. You will go from mom to master, so you can make each day your masterpiece. My name is Janice Nelson, author and self-mastery teacher of Fabulous One Philosophy. I'm on a mission to help you become the awakened mom. You are Fabulous One, and all you have to do is remember what you forgot. For example, Snow White, Sleeping Beauty, Cinderella, there's a core element in all these fairy tales. The core storyline is that we always see the prince rescuing the princess. Unfortunately, now in the 21st century, feminists took this personally and feel that these old fairy tales portray women in a weak light. And they no longer wish for these tales to be shown to our little girls because they make us dependent on men. Right now, we can rescue ourselves and we don't need a man to come rescue us, feminists say. They want equality, and these fairy tales are a thorn in their eyes. I'm here to show you that we're not looking at fairy tales through the correct lens. We need to change the way we see, not the tale. The questions now are, why do we resonate with this story so deeply? Why do we want to be the hero? Why do we want to go on a hero's journey? Why do we want to rescue the princess? We all subconsciously want to rescue the princess. What is really going on here? Who is the princess? A woman? A physical human woman? This is the illusion the world is under. We're not saving a physical woman. The physical woman is used as a symbol for the subconscious. The subconscious mind is the divine feminine energy. And the divine feminine energy has been put to sleep by the unconscious mind, the shadow. And the only way we can rescue ourselves from this predicament is if the divine masculine energy within us all becomes brave enough to go on the hero's journey and rescue herself from the shadow. You are seeing a story about the battle that is happening within your own mind. Every movie you have seen in your life is a story of the yin and yang balance or imbalance and whatever consequences it brings. But for it to be entertaining, the story makers have to use human beings to represent certain energies. If you are stuck on this idea that a man has to rescue a woman, you are completely missing it and will forever be stuck in judgment. By judging others, you will be in your own mental prison until you set others free. As long as you judge others, you will not be free to be yourself. plenty of stories out there that confirm my words, but you have to see it through the eyes of your higher self. Once this way of seeing clicks, you will be blown away, because once you see it, you cannot unsee it, and then you will see it everywhere. The signs or symbols will become very clear. You will remember old movies that you love and make new connections and finally understand why you were attracted to those stories. You will realize there was a subconscious story happening inside of you. You were just unaware of it. And once you become aware of the subconscious story that is being told to you, you will be a lot more excited about fairy tales. Well, at least I became super excited about fairy tales, and I understood that was the way of the ancient ones to wake us up, through storytelling. So in the stories, the man is representing the divine masculine energy, and the woman in the story is representing the divine feminine energy. Now, most of us can get to that point, but the thing is that the divine masculine energy is not a man. So it's represented by a man, but the divine masculine energy is not a man. It's an energy. On a higher level, these stories helped us remember who we are. We are the divine masculine and divine feminine energy united as one. And so when I look at the fairy tale, I'm looking at myself. I'm looking at my subconscious story that's playing out within me. So my husband is not the one who needs to rescue me. It's the divine masculine energy within myself that needs to rescue me. And when I say me, I mean my other half, my divine feminine energy. And when you look at it from this perspective, the world makes sense. You will have compassion for the feminists, and you will understand the stay-at-home mom. It will all make sense. Everything will make sense. The way the world is, the way we women are. And then we need to make a differentiation between Western women and non-Western women, because Western women are fortunate enough to have been in a situation and in a position where they could progress faster because of laws that protect them against harm and higher education that help them become smarter. The divine masculine energy within a Western woman is highly developed, which puts her now in a phenomenal position to go rescue her divine feminine energy. But if you are stuck in the human story of, we don't need rescuing, you will miss the opportunity to wake up to yourself. If you look at Cinderella and still believe it is a physical man who rescues her, you are slowly walking yourself off the cliff, and you can only blame yourself. You refuse to see what is really there, but choose to believe the illusion. The question is, okay, wait, how are you being misled? Who is misleading you? Who are you? How is it possible to constantly walk yourself in circles and never ever arrive at a conclusion? It's because you need to rescue yourself from yourself. During childhood, you block the soul from accessing mind and body. The mind, whose role is that of the emissary, has now become the false master. There's a part of you locked away. There's a part of you you've hidden from yourself. There's a part of you not allowed to play. But something very sinister happens when you block out the soul. You make the divine feminine energy fall asleep. She disconnects because she is the one who receives the life force from the soul. And if you shadow her, she won't be able to recharge herself. She will fall asleep. Wait, sounds familiar? What happened to Snow White? She fell asleep. What happened to Sleeping Beauty? She fell asleep. It is shown to you in many different ways. You don't just have to fall asleep. You can as well die, move away, hide, become a bad guy. So there are many ways to tell you the story of awakening. Another example, the movie Frozen. Two sisters can as well play the role of the divine masculine and divine feminine energy. Who became dark? Anna. What does she represent? The frozen queen. What does that mean? Oh, the divine feminine energy fell asleep, because what happens when she does? Someone else takes her place, which is the shadow. Now the shadow becomes the dark queen, the dark feminine. Are you catching on yet? Or do I need to keep going? What about Batman and the Joker? Who is the Joker? Oh yes, make no mistake. The dark feminine is no joke. She's dark. So I want you to take the hero's journey seriously, because if you think for 1 second the dragon isn't real, you will be in for a rude awakening, and you will run away from yourself, hide in Plato's cave. So we should be thankful that the divine masculine energy has the courage to undertake this journey and rescue the divine feminine at her own expense. Your true awakening will happen when the divine masculine energy sees the worth of the divine feminine energy and willingly sacrifices herself to save the divine feminine energy. Okay, one last one. Matrix Resurrection. Neo was obsessed with saving who? His queen. He was willing to die to save her, right? He wanted to reunite with his queen because he knows her worth. And once you save your queen, she will fly, and she will make sure the divine masculine energy doesn't die, but elevates. Isn't that what happened in the end? They fell, and she flew. In the Fabulous One philosophy, I've created 4 archetypes who play out a story in each of my drawings. I am doing the same thing. I'm using a story. I've created characters. I've given these characters a name. And now it's up to your imagination to come with me in the story and understand what I'm trying to say. But I don't control your mind. I don't control your interpretation. I don't control your perception of things. So you can look at my drawings and come to a different conclusion. Or you can look at my drawings and see nothing at all. What if you're not listening to my podcasts and you're just seeing the visuals? Then you're definitely going to come up with your own ideas of what it is you think you see. This is how the collective unconscious has kept us running in circles, the Ouroboros chasing its own tail. We are chasing ourselves and have no awareness of it. In our physical reality, we need an antagonist, someone to blame or get angry with to trigger our journey. Wouldn't be a good story without a villain, would it? In our real life, we have the feminists who feel triggered by the fairy tale and blame the story for how they feel. But once you see with your third eye, you will drop any finger pointing and realize all this time you were pointing at yourself. Your strong drive to change the world is, in actuality, a strong drive to change yourself. But as long as you are in denial, you will not do that. You will not change yourself. You're going to keep looking for someone or something in your outside world to change. As long as your vision is blocked by the unconscious, as long as you are separated from the divine feminine energy, you will not see. You can see in this drawing that the divine feminine energy is inaccessible to you. You may not enter. You are trespassing because you are being judged by the shadow, which is you. You are judging yourself. You are the intruder according to your own unconscious mind. You are not worthy. Your heart needs to be pure before you may enter. The hero who needs to rescue the world. Who is the world? Who is the all? The all is one and one is all. The world symbolizes the divine feminine energy. But the hero needs to deal with her inner demons first before she can rescue anyone. Otherwise, you do more harm than good. So the unconscious mind will never allow you inside. You have created your own failsafe not to allow any intruders in, including yourself. Of course. Now you can also become jealous and say, okay, but still, why can't the divine feminine energy rescue the world? Well, that's just a very unconscious reaction, because that means you're still stuck on this idea that the divine masculine energy represents a man, which it does not. It represents you. but to differentiate between the yous, the soul-created mind and body, the divine masculine and feminine energy, so they can have a physical reality. If you wish for me to say it in scientific terms, I would say the left brain has to rescue the right brain from the gut brain by activating the heart brain. The heart brain is the true powerful one, but the head and gut brain axis first needs to be reset and repaired. Your gut brain is calling the shots. Power needs to be restored to your head brain, and then the head brain needs to reconnect to the heart brain. It's like a rerouting or rewiring of your operating system. Dr. Marie-Louise von France, born 1915 and died in 1998, was Carl Jung's right hand. That's funny. But she was his right hand in psychiatry, but a brilliant psychologist in her own right, who said, "The animus needs to rescue the anima." This is absolutely mind-blowing. But if it makes little sense yet, don't worry. We will discuss this extensively in my school. Look at my drawing again and you will see I wrote it in there. Last but not least, what happens if you do not rescue the anima? You will walk on earth feeling incomplete for the rest of your life. Always looking for your other half in an illusionary world created to inspire you to go on the hero's journey. Find the one who can teach this level of complexity. Look for the yellow brick road, sister. I will meet you there. You are the superstar of your story. It's about remembering who you are. And once you do, everything in your outer reality makes sense. There will be no more negativity towards others because you understand. Forgiveness will be within your grasp. You will forgive them, but more importantly, you will forgive yourself. You were blind, but now you can see. You've always been here, and the hero's journey was necessary to come back to yourself. You are Fabulous One. All you have to do is remember what you forgot. Thank you for listening. I hope you have learned new ways of seeing yourself and inspire you to go on the hero's journey to become your higher self. If you would like to deepen your understanding at your own pace and go over the complete teaching, I highly recommend you buy my book. I share 68 pages for free inside my Self-Mastery School for Moms. There's as well a secret podcast inside the school that is not shared with the public, and masterclasses to help you silence your inner saboteur. Student level membership is free. If interested, go to fabulousonephilosophy.com/join school to find out more details. This was it for today. Have a great day and talk to you next time.